I saved for 8 months to buy my son a PlayStation. My sister gave it to her kid and said he deserved it more. I'm a 33-year-old single father, working 2 jobs to support my 10-year-old son. Weekdays at a warehouse, weekends delivering groceries. For a year, my boy had been talking about wanting a PlayStation. So 8 months ago, I made a plan to surprise him for his birthday. I stopped buying coffee, canceled streaming services, pushed off car repairs. Every spare dollar went into an envelope. Bit by bit, it added up. 2 months ago, I slipped up. My sister called, and I casually mentioned saving for something special. She pushed, so I told her about the PlayStation. I finally bought it a few weeks before his birthday. Paid cash, brand new, still sealed. Brought it home, tested it, then hid it in my closet. Then my sister stopped by unannounced, asked to use the bathroom, looked around my place, casually asked if I still had the PlayStation hidden. A few days later, I had a strange feeling. I checked the closet. The box was gone. I called my sister. No denial. She'd taken it and gave it to her son. He's been struggling emotionally and needed something good, she said. I thought you'd understand. He's family too. When I reminded her it was for my son's birthday, she brushed it off. Kids that age don't remember gifts anyway. It's more important that my boy doesn't feel left out. No apology. No offer to return it. That evening, I drove to her house. Through the window, I could see her son playing with my PlayStation. I rang the doorbell. She said I was too late, that taking it back would emotionally wreck her son. I went to my parents for support. Wrong move. My mom asked why I didn't just let the kids take turns. My dad said it was just a toy. That night, I filed a police report for theft. Had the receipt, bank statements, screenshots of our texts. The officer said I'd have to take her to small claims court. My son's birthday came 2 days later. I still made a cake, wrapped a few small things I could afford. Books, a board game, candy. He smiled and tried to act excited, but I could see it. The bounce wasn't there. I filed in small claims court, organized every document, every piece of evidence. When relatives started messaging me to let it go, I blocked them one by one. A coworker heard about my situation and sold me his older PlayStation at cost. When my son came home and saw it set up, his face lit up. He shouted that I was the best dad in the world. But I didn't drop the court case. This was about boundaries. The court date arrived. I brought my binder of evidence. My neighbor had seen my sister carrying a box from my place and wrote a signed statement. My sister showed up empty-handed, tried to claim it was a family misunderstanding. The judge asked for proof. She had nothing. I had everything. The judge ruled in my favor. Return the PlayStation within 10 days or pay full cost plus court fees. Days later, I got her check, $20 short. I notified the court of non-compliance. Then a cousin delivered the original PlayStation to my door. Scratched, covered in fingerprints, barely functional after weeks of heavy use. I donated it to a children's shelter. The fallout was intense. My sister turned the family against me, claiming I was tearing everyone apart over a toy. When my parents demanded I drop the case, I hung up. The harassment escalated. Someone scratched traitor into my car. My son was getting bullied at school by his cousin and others. I'd had enough. I researched new schools, found a quieter district, applied for a small apartment near a good school, got approved within 3 days. The night before we moved, my sister showed up pounding on my door at 10 p.m., screaming. I didn't answer, just saved the security footage and filed another police report. We left before sunrise. New apartment, new school, fresh start. My son's first day at the new school, he came home smiling. No one stared. No one asked weird questions. That evening, a neighbor kid knocked, asking if my son wanted to play. They gamed for 3 hours, laughing like they'd been friends forever. A few weeks later, my parents sent a letter asking me to be the bigger person and return to the family for the sake of peace. I read it once and put it in a drawer. Peace built on guilt isn't peace at all. When my son's next birthday came, I kept it simple. One game he'd been wanting and a handwritten note about how proud I was of him. He opened it after dinner, smiled, and said, "This is perfect. It's just us now. No more family drama. No more stolen moments. No more explaining why we deserved basic respect. Just quiet. The good kind. The kind where you can finally breathe without looking over your shoulder." Sometimes standing up for what's right means standing alone. But we weren't alone. We had each other, and that was enough.